Hey there friends, Gared here for Gared on the Go Time, and I want to tell you a story of something I got to experience a few days ago. Now, a few days ago, Walt Disney World, the parks officially closed, and it was a very sad moment for many people in the fact that Walt Disney World, a place where dreams come true, the most magical place on earth, had closed due to the COVID-19 pandemic. And I thought I owed it to myself as well as to you fine folks to go and experience what being at the Magic Kingdom would be like on its last day, at least for the foreseeable future. And I'm just going to take you through that. So when I went into the park, there were a lot of people going in. There were only about 4 stations open, and they weren't doing the thumbprint. They were just simply doing the tap and go. So went in there, just walked around, and then I got in around 8 o'clock, and fireworks were at 9. So walked around for a little bit, and then finally got my spot for the fireworks right in front of the castle. And I watched the fireworks, and they had a different feeling than they usually do. So happily ever after, very cute show. For many people, this will be the last time they'll see it for a long time or ever. But this was especially important because this was the last time the participants of the college program would get to see these as really college program participants, because they were essentially removed from their program. So the college program people, they were there watching it, and I was looking around while watching it, and I could see tears getting into eyes because this is so emotional for them, because they are no longer a cast member. And I know what that's like to go from being a cast member to not being a cast member. It's a very weird transformation in that sense. But we go on, we keep watching the show, and finally the grand finale goes on. And actually, before we get to there, after each major section of Happily Ever After, there the Tangled section where the lanterns lift up, you heard clapping. Then after the heroes defeated the villain, you heard clapping. And then finally, when you hear that final part by Jordan Fisher, after you hear their final section, and then you see the grand finale, everyone was cheering, and you just see everyone hugging and crying and kissing, and it was very emotional. I was just taking it all in, just seeing what everything was going on, and Ariel was there with me, and I was able to hug her and just tell her that I love her, and you know what, this isn't the end for Disney, it's not the end. And then after that, we proceeded to head towards Main Street, where on Main Street, similar to what they did at Disneyland out in California, they had the president of Walt Disney World out there, Josh D'Amaro, along with Mickey and some of his friends in this clip that we have to share with you. And at first, it was just some cast members waving, and it was nice to see them waving goodbye. But then you see Josh come out, and he's smiling, he's taking pictures with the cast members, and he has a Mickey Mouse glove on, and he's waving. And for me, it was, I got chills seeing it, just because that is what a leader should be. When times are tough, they don't hunker down in the back. They come out and they say, you know what, we're going to do this, and they have some spirit. So he's waving, and then after about 30-ish minutes or so of waiting around 9:30, 9:45, Mickey and his pals came out. You had close to probably 15, 20 characters out there. You had Tiana, you had Mickey, Minnie, the Fab Five, Donald, Goofy. You even had you had Clarabelle Cow coming out, Horse Collar. I never thought I'd see those guys. You had Cinderella. But it was very bittersweet seeing it, in that bitter in that you don't want these guys to go away and not see them for a while. But it was sweet in the fact that they were giving you a proper send-off for you don't know how many days. They were saying, you know what, the magic's still here, and I'm getting a little choked up. Excuse me. Oh, shouldn't touch my eyes. Forget it. But they were saying, you know what, the magic still lives on in each one of us, and that's what I preach to you out there, that it's never over. The magic is forever in us, as long as the idea and thoughts that Walt put into his parks, as long as we have that too, then Disney will never end. And excuse me, I didn't think I'd get emotional, but seeing Mickey there waving at everyone, being like Mickey's everyone's best friend. Granted, Donald had to steal the spotlight for a little bit, but overall it was a proper send-off, as good as they could have given it. And then the characters begin to leave, but there are only 2 characters that stay around. That's Mickey and Minnie. and then you have Josh there just hanging out with them, and they're waving, giving hugs, and taking pictures. And who else would you want to say goodbye to you other than Mickey Mouse, his girl Minnie, and then probably the most powerful person at Walt Disney World, which is the president of Walt Disney World. And so it's very bittersweet and sweet that Disney will come back. It will come back stronger, better, and have amazing things. It's going to be tough for a while. There's probably going to be cuts and stuff, but that's for another day. But it's sweet that Disney is coming back. It's bitter that Disney's going to be gone for a while, but we can still watch it in our homes, whether it's on Disney Plus, whether it's the shows, the movies, or you can watch it online, whether it's with us here, or you can watch point of views of rides or stuff at the parks, or just whatever else is out there. So Disney's not gone as long as we remember it. It's sort of like the memory of a person. A person's never gone as long as you remember them in your heart, right? That's the truth of it. But to leave you guys, I want to leave you with a quote from Walt. I'll try and do my best, and then I'll do some lovely little words. So Walt once said, "You can design and create and build the most wonderful place in the world, but it takes people to make the dream a reality." But I think that's true. That's not just talking about the physical creation of Walt Disney World or Disneyland or anything Disney, but rather like us as guests and us as cast members and all that. We are what make it a reality. You can have a park and you can have cast members, but you have no guests, nothing happened there. Or you can have guests but no cast member. You need everyone going together. And so Walt truly was ahead of his time. He was a man Walt's just Walt, but I'm sure he's looking down on us, and he knows that we're going to get through this. Thank you all so much for listening to my story about getting to see the final day of Magic Kingdom closing, and getting to see the characters and Josh and all his cast members waving goodbye to everyone. Thank you for putting up with my tears as well. But just know I love you all. I'm going to be out here. I'm still going to keep bringing you Disney stuff. I'm sure I'll get into some antics, but there's going to be a vlog coming out of my adventures here in Disney Springs on when it's barely open. But thank you all so much. Just remember, Disney's always going to be here as long as it's in our heart. Yeah, that's all I have to say. So, in the words of Mickey Mouse, see you real soon, folks.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.